My name is Rose. I came from Nigeria as a missionary to Niger Republic. I am married, one husband, 4 children, and I am 35 years old.
Where did you grow up? What sort of family did you come from? What was your schooling like?
Okay, I grew up in the northern part of Nigeria, Sokoto State, and I went to school. I stopped at secondary school. I finished my secondary school. That was where I stopped my education, and I learned. I went to do sewing. So that was where I stopped before I got married and I came into the field.
Okay, and after school, what were your ambitions?
After school, I learned sewing. When I finished, then I got married. So on my mind, I've always had a plan to do something for God. Maybe being a pastor's wife or something to work for God in God's vineyard. And my ambition was fulfilled because my husband is a pastor.
And where did your interest in starting your own business come from?
Actually, when I was small, when I was in primary school, I used to sell some things as a child. My mom, she's a businesswoman, so I grew up seeing my mom doing something. So even as a child, I've always wanted to do business.
And what were you doing before coming on the DBSP training? Where did you work, or were you running a business? What were you?
Yeah, before going for DBSP program, I was in cake.
So explain a little bit more.
I was in a cake business, and I sell ice water, cold water. I tie water in a bag and I sell water too. Then I do that to support the family as missionaries in the field.
And how successful was it?
Yeah, when I've been doing business now for 2 years, but I did business for 1 year before joining the DBSB program. And since before I started the program, I was doing fine, but not really the way. But since after the program, my business have really increased a lot, almost 2 times.
What attracted you to the DBSP training? Why did you want to come to the training?
When I heard about the program, I knew I've always wanted to do business, and what I was doing, I was expecting something more. Especially, before I was not very good in accountability. I just do business. So I was looking forward for a place to go for a business training. Then when I had the DBSP program, I was like, this is what I've been looking forward to.
And why did you feel that you needed that type of training?
Okay. Yeah, because I had more. Apart from cake, I've been thinking of doing more things, maybe opening a shop somewhere. But I knew it takes time, so I needed more training to be able to handle, maybe when the business begins to grow, when I open up a shop, so that I can be able to handle the shop very well.
And how did the training help you? What did you learn on the training?
The training really helped me because even though I knew I was doing the business before I went to the training, but since actually after the training, I learned many things in the training, and the things that I learned, especially like being able, like with my customers, to make sure that I always have my product is there. So before, sometimes I do it when I have time. My customers may be calling me. I said I don't have time. But with the training, I find out that if you really want to be successful in your business, you have to make sure that you're always providing your goods for your customers. And if your customers know that you are always there, so they have confidence, they can always you always, anytime you take your things to them, they're always there to buy it from you. And that is, to me, that is faithfulness in my business. And since after the program, it has really helped me a lot. So
In what ways has it helped you?
like I've been baking more actually. Before, if I'm tired, I don't do it. Sometimes when I have money, I don't do it. So, but during the program, I find out that you don't do business because you, maybe when you want money or maybe you are tired, things like that. I noticed that business is something you do. It's like, just like a calling. You make it, this is my business, I have to be there. Or just like somebody that is working in an office. So you have to go to work. So to me, it has really helped me because I always make sure I provide my product for my customers.
And tell us about your product. Who is your customers? How many do you bake? How often do you bake?
Okay, before I went into the program, I bake every day. But I was baking like maybe 3-4 kilos of flour a day. But since after the program, I've really been baking 1.5 bags a week.
That is how much in kilos?
That is 1.5 bags in a week. Is 1 bag is 50 kilos. That's 75 kilos a week. So sometimes when I don't bake much, I bake 50 kilos a week. So it has really, my baking have really increased. And when I went to the program, I find out that in business, it's like you have to present your products for your customers to be able to, for people to appreciate your product. It has to look neat, it has to look presentable. So since then, I've really been baking more and I've been making more money.
And who are your customers? Who do you sell to?
I have many customers. I have up to 20 customers.
Oh, do they wholesale? Do they buy a lot of cakes from you?
Sure.
And
I supply my cakes. I don't sell in retail. I supply my cake to them. They sell. They pay me. Immediately I supply my cake, they pay me.
Cash based?
Yes. Then they continue selling.
And where did the idea come from in the first place to do the cakes?
I don't know. Just I felt I need to do something. When we came to Niamey, I'm like, I can't sit. I needed to do something, but I didn't know what to do. I just thought in my mind, oh, why don't I try cake? And I tried it. It worked. Yeah.
And how much money did you use to start the business? And where did you get the money from?
Okay, what I did was, when I wanted to start the business, I didn't have money. And so I remember that I had a 10,000 sifa. But that 10,000 sifa is supposed to be for food in the house. I was supposed to use that money to buy food in the house. So I said, let me use this. If I do the business, we can be eating from the benefits. So that was how I started.
How has your life changed since the program, since your business started to increase?
Since I started the business, I've seen a lot of changes because by the grace of God, I'm somebody that I like to give people, I like to help people to start something. At least I've helped one person to start a business. So to me, it's been a blessing because I can be able to have money and even to give to somebody else to start something, because I've always told people that you need to do a business. I always encourage people to.
And how have things changed in your family since the training?
How
have things changed in your families?
There is our feeding have changed. You can see our house. We changed our house to a bigger house. Many things have changed.
And would you say that the changes have come because you put what you learned from DBSP into practice? Yeah, sure. I knew if I didn't go for the program, I would still be doing my business. But maybe not really the way, it may not grow the way it has grown now. And especially my area of accountability and
my expenses, to where I spend my money. Since I went to the program, after the program, I've really reduced. I don't just spend anyhow. Before, as I finished selling my cake, I just go to the market. So I pick whatever I want in the market. But since I went to the program, I've been able to save. I'm able to save some money, and so.
And with that money that you save, what are you able to do?
Okay, when I started doing my cake, I had a small oven, a small one. But with the cake, I'm able to buy 2. You can see these 2 ovens. The gas for baking is from the cake. I bought them. And maybe when you go out, you may take. I had 2 freezers outside. It's from the cake that I bought them. Yeah.
And so to these days, you're still saving money and.
Yeah, still I am saving money. I want to open up a shop. A shop.
Tell us more about that.
The shop. Okay. I want to open a shop, but I don't want to rush into. I want to save some money before I open a shop, because right in front of our house, now they are making a road. So to me, it's like an opportunity to do business. Because if they open a road, if the road starts working, the road will be busy, and there are many people around, neighbors. So I want to open a shop where I will put my freezers. I'll be selling things more like juice, drinking things, and maybe some provisions.
And what are some of the problems that you've had to face?
I faced competition. But to me, that was because I went for the training. It really helped me, because when I was facing the competition, I was ready for it, because I've already had the training in DBSP. So it's not something that I was not afraid of it. I knew it was going to come, but I was able to overcome my problems. And
your husband is a pastor.
Yeah.
Do you support the family from your business?
Actually, what we do is, any money that is coming from my cake business, it goes in with what the pastor is having. We put everything together. Our money is together.
And so you do not have to rely upon any outside help in terms of your family living a good lifestyle?
No, we don't. No.
Okay, that's excellent. So business for you is mission, and mission is business.
Yeah. I know with this business, actually, even though there are sometimes I'm like, maybe I feel like I'm tired, but sometimes I felt something is saying to me. I believe that is the Spirit of God. It's like, this is my own, support to the work. It's like God is using you to raise money to support the mission.
And what advice would you give somebody who wanted to start a business? What would you say to them?
Actually, I've seen a business is something that is very good, especially women. Sometimes women think you don't need to do something, you have a husband. But when a woman is doing a business changes the life of the family when an income is coming in. So what my own advice is good for people to start somebody to do a business. But you can start with the little that you have. If you have 5,000, even if you have 1,000, you can start something with that money. And with time, that money will grow.
Would you like to say any thanks? This is the last question, so would you like to say any thanks or anything?
Yeah, I'm very grateful for the way I was allowed to be a member of DBSP program. I would have missed a lot if I did not attend that program. Maybe my business will have not grown the way it is, so I'm very grateful for that. Thank you very much.